10:25. Time just about gone 1:15. Ene ye wukwada na Benin busumi na ye womin. Nida etoso edu emienu. Afi empinu aduonu se aduonunum. Na yetna ase a me manti dwumadie. Me manti ne de bre wo na me a me di dwumadie ho chia me fra me. Dakabre mamudu osioma. Senior co-character right in front of me here, Majeri, Osei Ajman. Panyini Kwajo Damiado and a production is in Naso. Majeri therefore yada and a boni chidom. Or you make free ye, me and my make free ye, and no service him antiqua me no. Na technical production also there, Abna Frema Bankro. Wane Nana Yasafu, Radishan so baby or Wubiada. Na afei yedi asidaso ama engineering team no achu agbo worker watia kwa nana ajare nana abuaje na adasankuno ma wadene sika nyina atompa boa ya sanmra ne se sempro na afei facilities team no big solo Ibe machiano dada Ibe machiano ana mapuna na Godfred yaw Sami na Milson so asanmra ne se tetei hunu baby adi fufu nyina beko akobo ena de ensam ada ho no yensam tiawa owie se budget ni akwa yi nti ye budget yi ewie yi aka Solomon Owusu of the movement for change obeba dem ha say Solomon Owusu of the movement for change obeba dem ha na fei wamu aka nsoso atimi aba be kana ho Manuel Dakun of the MPP esoso ebeba sa so and Farrakhan of the NDC and so ebeba hey Majali
over
would this one be so asem
and I mean your voice.
Okay, yes. The Manuel Dakun of the MPP Bana, Alaji Abdallah Farrakhan of the NDC Subeba, Solomon Asante Subeba, a budget no one sense no and afterwards no yabeka
you mean some no
na asempa budget and azan budget the be ye adwuma ne de he ye de asempa budget na ye adwuma na say ye de azan budget na de ye adwuma the inquisitor and Pablo Yankasa Godfred Operajan was resetting Ghana asempa budget unveiled and or the ebaye coming up Michael Bediakon and COVID-19 cash. There's a wabo bidding see a friend of Michael Bediakon.
On your mind.
Mimi na menchiro. Into pa no akwa share Kenu Friata. Divided by Michael Bediakon. Equals to Ernest Akori.
Ernest Akori. Okay.
Into I ready. Head stress away. And you are coming up. Already. Ghanaian Times and also so Ode Abano. Na on finance minister and the belt awabo. Design and your friend is saying.
And the designer me kan up na me pen the bag no designer no. And on the belt.
Obagana ye Pamnagana.
I'll say Pamagana.
But
me name designer no. And then you Ghana media.
Oh, they be do chikamana.
Is a
local school England. And make us say and his suit no. Cat na a bear yeager. Now also that's what I to fish a soccer crew.
And I said no, I said made in Ghana for the end of the bar home.
I had there. And the time also so baby there. I think my time no cost look at tiny than no masusa.
Me pet tie bopa na sana me peno. Yesu sunia dia to pepepe.
Atubapa I know that was I know. I had there the shirt no soft.
No, yes.
And the shirt no. Be a bit Thomas Pink. Or she cat na. Thomas Pink. Na a book gorman any trap picture no. I had there. And the shoe no so as Bruno Magli. And the shoe is Bruno Magli shoe. And I just a student.
Nina your shoes are yes.
Bruno Magli.
Okay.
And Bruno
designers in no.
And I just say suit no be yeager. And I just say one no they do you they a Gucci. And Ray-Bans also glasses. And yapam a year bag and also a Kumasi Jum.
Kumasi Jum.
Kumasi Jum.
Your palm bag and so palm the year. A decadlas a chill one of my. Now one of palm here. One a palm. Come on.
And how much me I am boss so a Minister of Finance.
Yes.
And in Ghana a Kuto Farms.
A bon.
A bon, sir. I had there. Daily Post and so Anna or the way by. I say MPP government has stolen our monies. Debtors cry out in anger. What do you betting? You say you're betting tax.
Yeah.
And then you know, withhold you know.
Yeah.
And about kuna company no so ni tria overall you know. And the finance minister or say young quality. And the finance minister wabano. Or say ya abolish it. And the what you saying?
Over GR reform so the reporter by one was a betting tax MI 15 million Ghana cedis. 80 which of the taxes are we talking about?
Then
no
mienu bako
their company
withholding on the winnings. And that company so the overall say amount year tax. The company need dear and Akoba say former finance minister say we did not collect it.
Okay.
That is not to suggest say Yanfamo. That is not to suggest say near Chemu. Or say we did not collect it. And the way to say obe abolish it. It is a yanya nano say yentimi abolish na.
There be anya say betime year for say machine tax yanje. But year free. A machine tax. One more operationalizes our tax no. Even where your friend is saying VAT on insurance, motor insurance. One more operationalize no. But one more year free.
And then on PM Express.
Yeah.
Current finance minister say
okay.
One of the when you say Ajiji Emma a board that so says G and he say and within a period of 2 months.
Yeah.
Now there's disagreement oversee a G between the former finance minister and the current finance minister there. They gonna see a war.
What I said no maybe say anything na aya na me there ready to say history be say na wo ka ho bia you are involved. Oh you're part of it. It's a banisa na you be all the necessary critical questions because ye ka say said they work yet to about December ye de mampanyi so 7 January. February ni March. Na yaje eto we say ya anye we say yaje how as a trend saying man you bonus eto within 2 months is here no and I say be 10 years the any is can be o ha say you nwu akontembo so they say because we yaje yanje how GR4 issue official statement e can say betting tax net me am 15 million Ghana cedis so 15 million Ghana cedis within 2 months am I 50 million Ghana cedis? Some records no way. Records na available na.
At the time I never flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party can say obe abolition no dia na no person watch
say we are no so be abolish you free. That's way
ya the amin anta asama ho kan here adwuma former finance minister all the here adwuma say ya anyije na hwe subu ya de abomu na mote ho ye den
and they say na monjeje dia na sabre na ne ye ka no na edien na mo ka ede afa ho baba wenum na eye yen central funds ya so di and freedom of information act na kra ho e je say e ba critical kra wutumi trigger na akọ information no enti se na manjeje a ade nso ye ka ho asem kan mrantie wo betwa bet nyina se ye no mo bebre nso ye fi ase ye ne bebre wa ha ye mpatam ye no ma na etie ade sha se ye adwuma a wo mudi an ya te omu ni nyina no mo ka kire ye it is o ka se yanjia well maybe he can explain further they said what can they accurate me say no pan maka say accurate because GRA for statement ya dey nyina ya available so you should go and check it
e na ma otimi gina bontene ka sa say yanyeje say yanyeje to the extent say ono nko no ye repository of the age ye ne de yanye na fe wudi samra no ye kan so sika ye age no a parliament penalty me share emrama ye say
obi an no to me obi
it is a parliament share emra se nkonko gigi to dia say wanyeji a there's a abdication of your duty omitting to do something no and no cry in itself no you can't say any
no say wanje na yeti obi nso ana now we have to ask yeti obi
ora ya wa betina konwa no so no o say ya jeje watimi atudini enura na ya wukuada enura branadwo wati PM Express ewo ayi multimedia so o say ya jeje watimi atudini
afada question na me be say went you dia me be say ne so no kasa ya njeje no yeti obi ana yes it has been established yeti obi it is the kind of going because me enra me tis ade we that time na me te inside ho na me sha ase na yen ye fi ha wo me twa bet me sha ase frefre wo mo say masa mo na butwa bet no when was the last time I odi bi ba ko so odi bi 2 weeks ago wudi ya na yete wasa na de ya na yete me sika na edi free so
e da bi yentu ya boase
so ati ase o
yentu ya boase say yete wa kwan ben e be fa so a ye be hunu say yate wo wadi betin na anu mi ntime nka na kese eye akwa bi me ono mo abodam ni oba ADAKABRI ni afi mi na mi ntime nyi so say na sanya me yabi me tuka me be kosi yana wade genga me ADAKABRI ni ora be so to bas na mi no 3269 okotwa
no de ma
no de ma etu de ma me no na me ni nye ho bata say o for so me say me nya na ntime fa me phone say na me de 32 69 no enti tworo to won mo e bi tworo 3269 no ana o se on pesi kem free me ho mento bible ma no de o kan ye ma me yam se me no o se mento bible ma no ana me ma no 100 cedis so on koto bible no na ensesa kan na wonye de ben on fan to aduane ni ana 3269 me de me refi ye me phone so ma ntwa e me ne da na me kra kire obi se on konko yi no yaso wadi me so me refi se me so obi ntwa ma me kesi amitimi kwaje ana se mitimi kwaje
enti utwa ya na so mo obi twa
me catch obi so ntwa 50 cedis mfa ma me
and number no ato
yes it be ato
I say na we the problem be no so kwaje usika say we
so de ma me on
so de ma yeah so ka tene so ntwa ma
wo kotwa betins no a na wo wini a e be de no ahunu say ya tiska sei afri wo winnings no
wo mo ni mo over wo me twa de wo mo ni wo me twa betin
e de ntimi informa se manya ato this ye hunu receipt bi a e kire say wo wini say ni ati say
wo mo de wo mo na e ka kire enya sa age yen so ye kokotwa bi ni ho na yen no ma ye ntwa bi da ne de yen no ma ye ntwa bi da ne de
na nimtwa
wo mo no da bi minim se do mo ye no kra minim se de ade we kra ma say ye nya time ne so ye kokusua
Eichmann on Facebook Live no dey buy or say ADAKABRI the finance minister said they have delivered, but something that you have budgeted for means you have delivered. And when was the delivery started? Has the budget started operating now? Watching you live from Mönchengladbach. And what they buy. Onukrian was a good afternoon of ADAKABRI and Marjorie. The budget didn't abolish COVID-19 levy or tax. So I was shocked NDC campaign on abolishing it. And I was saying edit to us. Kwabena freedom no more was say, Wafa, I salute you and your crew members. This budget is the budget of the century. NDC has come for business. And now the buyer. Come Safo was a horseman's shoes. And now Wayem Pabuano. Tony Senanu. Okay. I'm saying that's the right one. And I said, Senor Tony, or Prempe College. I was 1 year in Pabuano. Ankuma Evans was it the best afternoon show? And or the buyer. Kwabena Jantre was ADAKABRI. Did you give the person 50 cities to play the 3269 for you? Mama Niska, Miss Oncha, no Majinisika, Miss Ukra, Miss Refi, and Mamusano. Imagine I said that one.
I want many peniska. But still, so where this we instructing so uncha and yes, I will connect Kokoji. Now, Tinisika and the man. Now, maybe man, there been 50 citizens out of the man. Then Wakuma Mopes or China, the other man. And now, I'm going to try. And one says a phone call so. Mamma. Who could come at the what damn need be at the 56 it don't come check him before so chair and 3269. It will be a swan could try. A boy intends I may. Oh, to me repeat it. Numbers need to me repeat it. Why you met Nancy Mobin Conco me did some country say, was I tried the near you. The dear of my them in Nakasa Bible no pay. Oh, when the way they didn't argue Mopa was all money there, no, baby, no more. Why, Kwajonsa Fuapoku, a failed flag bearer of the new patriotic party. That in Nation Komakakra. Kwajonsa Fuapoku Yamuha.
Major Suminia, now send me a flag bearer.
Miss your first day, a failed flag bearer of the MPP.
I think that Uncle me attempted.
It's your attempted to do more.
Attempted me a better.
Dear, now no Michia Papa or Mampo, Messiah Quasia Day. The Michia Papa and our Daro Manaya Buafo, a attempted flag bearer.
Aha, no flag bearer, Papa.
You, betting taxi, and it's a period of 60 days. Former flag bearer, former finance minister, was say we did not collect it, and the current finance minister. Or say, in fact, it was implemented and collected, and he mentioned an amount. A year PMS precision. What do you know about our betting taxi? TJ, yes, Yanni.
Okay, Minya, Medate, Metia, what you put. Say, a woman say, a church, the moody a year. Say, Oka betting tata, a mini and your mammy. Yemremuno time wa omo ye betting tax na oboko amende income friend saying tax law. Omo amende enyoma mienu ewo yemrem. One withholding tax and a one income tax. Enti na ye introduce to betting tax no. Enyoma mienu and a betting tax no e de buy. Na o share mremua which is the now, year of parliament, no. Yeah, no, by a definition. And Chichimua, as you use where the year. Yemramuno, yeni betting tax. Yemramuno, betting your taxing lottery. Me pa out here.
You follow
the Okoste Imrano say lottery. Not lottery, no. We're defining lottery, no. With the traditional lotto, and also it includes any game of chance, which is the sports betting now, and you know yambo no air. It to hear more a country first to sports betting and the traditional lotto. Now Imrano, Omwamende Imrano, first part of Imrano, as small kind is there, the 10% withholding tax on lotto, which is the lotto part of the lottery.
Could you
income tax on lottery? Now, dear Minister, I mean, after a picture more, I can say, Imrano betting tax no, at the Imram Minu ne buy income tax of 10% and withholding tax of 10%. Now, Oshe Asamoah, your papa, at force in the two jar, he was very specific. Or say they are abolishing the 10% withholding tax, and also known as betting tax, which means to say he is only canceling the withholding tax, not the income tax.
Okay, and you know, mienu na buy no. Why na netua withholding tax no, and why na netua income tax no?
Withholding tax, and non Osaka NLA, and implementing withholding tax on Lotto. The Osha in Kata Yenyanum from Bayamudia Tuja from Ministry of Finance and NLA. NLA for actually Ministry of Finance was said the way NLA kono. So almost the same withholding tax neba a big woman. And the NLA for never implemented the withholding tax. The income tax nedia obia to chacha. Chacha includes sports betting, casino, lotto. Nina no se uwini pe yet tells that 10% withholding tax. Sorry, yet tells that 10% income tax no. It will be over to chacha, which in this case the lottery, chacha no, sports bet, chacha. Your friend is saying casino, chacha. Lotto, chacha. Game of chance, bia obey or Ghana biano. The uwini pe 10% withholding tax. And no, and not in Babruno the air complaining. President Mahama, Echo Jina Stadium, and in Babruni engagement. No, a small catcher woman say the 10% income tax are yet was sports betting, no, and no end of the free hole, not the withholding tax. Because withholding, it was never implemented.
Okay. President, no, I say withholding tax. And not yente, yan kana income tax no kaye. Ato force and so aka income tax once them. I mean, Anta, as I say, we did not collect betting tax, no. So, no. Adia, yan, adia, ne ma mean Anta in responding to Ato force, no, because say we did not collect the betting tax. I didn't know because
at that point, we did not collect the betting tax. He was referring to the withholding tax, which point, in the budget, Ato force and if you read exactly what he said, I mean, exactly what the budget said, and Ato forcing put out there, I don't know about what I'm a watch, Asamoah, Inya, I mean, Antakaya, no, I'm what here. Ato force section 141, or see Mr. Speaker, we will abolish 10% withholding tax on winnings from lottery, otherwise known as betting tax. And the Asamoah now almost our parliament, was the betting tax, which is the 10% withholding tax.
Now, income tax no withholding tax no dia hine and na variously refer no as a betting tax.
Betting tax.
Enti I mean Anta omujiji income tax na.
Income tax na name no kase ya eki. Eno na mabu
no a specific question. Me say income tax no a part of tax a yetimi to some friend betting tax no. During the tenure of Amin Anta ojiji yana
23 and I implemented income tax on lottery. Intia no sa betting tax no yes omujiji.
Adiye and the Bema of what we did not collect the betting tax. One can withhold one can income no, and once was a betting tax. I don't know can sir.
Me pa to tie me. Ayi oka asem wenra e wo parliament me fa to me boa.
I hear press conference na me dem say na no.
Budget. After the budget no Ato force and say the 10% withholding tax on winnings from lottery, otherwise known as betting tax. And Ato Forcing has now defined betting tax as the 10% withholding tax. And Amin's Hunter response was that betting tax was never collected.
but
I mean,
at the time of the inception of SAR tax, no, there in the betting tax, no.
And I mean, Anta Asama Okanye. I mean, Anta was referring to the qualification which Atoforten has given to the betting tax, which is the 10% withholding tax. Yes, he should have gone further and explained that there are two forms of the betting tax, the withholding tax and the income tax. The income tax was collected as betting tax, but the withholding tax was never collected as betting tax.
Okay, Mamin Sanfia Semetimi Atiasia. Emranti and dear no motiasia and say, yes, say omo winnings. Ye babeti omo. The betting tax, betting tax. And na John Dramani Mahama Becca say, oh, no betting tax and ko be abolition. Dr. Mama de Baumia so becca so no ko betting tax or be abolition. And na we say at the time wa omo kasa tie was a me yatiasia year. At the time wa John Mahama kasa, at the time wa friend saying Dr. Mama de Baumia kasa no. Omo nyina kasa prior to election 2024 no. Na withholding tax bit no. Na yenyeje. But near the income tax no variously also seen as the betting tax. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And you know no. Atofos Yabeka say ya abolish withholding no, otherwise known as the betting tax no. And I mean Nanta Swabeka say, oh ya no withholding no, otherwise the betting tax no na yenyeje. So in effect no, adia ni ajiji ana nkwada ni nsuo no, Atofos and what was ajiji ana.
Me patchwine.
They say yanya modern politicians.
Dabi yanya she say me kan say ADAKABRI mpacho. Say uma me ko opom no abana so on maya say no nsia bebo. Ya be head oben waduane. Me patcho me bo.
Could it be say no free say yante brofo ana?
Em say you see in Pempi no eya na nipa ni pi feel say it is outsmarting. But you see budget yeta eya na nothing has been done. And now I say nipa be try so me send this car. Omzo na say 11 a chop and so we send this car yati. I will see a my nuanom ni ye mabunu ni nyina educating kakra. Ye kind budget it goes through a lot of processes. Processes ni we are I will say again legislation emra eco parliament na parliament do mo san here and stand and you may be assistant especially e ba ye to ho a. Enne ya yakasa wie enne ya budget na ba wie no ombe ye debate. Omuye debate ni we are ebeko various committee eco committee ni we are then GRA any attorney general e was the amendment eba to amend the existing tax law yen twen na yen hwe amendment a omu beba so the amendment ne beba ba be amend only the withholding tax and as the amendment ne ba amend withholding tax because as per the black and white e wo paper so ne there Atoforsen said say he is only cancelling the 10% withholding. But in Babuno, the income tax I had to omono. Nay, Mama will be a punch, you know. Say a passe parliament, passe budget new year. Na ya yambrano. Babuno ko echo 2 almost sports bet, you know. Na ya 2 almost 10% na and yet to kind of bit you all. ADAKABRI. Because was shop for say and this is for so much I bet I am motivate 10% betting tax. And the way you come punch here into quite basic shop on and the baby who's your chuma na you trail.
It's bien show. Kwajo August 19, 2024. And myjoyonline.com published a story attributed to Dr. Muhammad Baumia. And the story ran say Baumia promises to abolish e-levy and betting tax. Betting tax is one year who say there are 2 strands. Say 2 strands, a income and a withholding tax no. Baumia can say obe abolish a betting tax no. No person watch the saying.
Abolish the income tax na yejeno. Because ye na ye wa ba mu at that time no na amin hanta no wa ba mu no nim yo yejeno. On to me mba emme gina payment en kase. Or Babe abolishi Adiebia anyhow. It would be very stupid for Amin Anta, if he was finance minister, to stand in front of parliament and abolish something he knows he is not collecting. Because me for them in no, Tanka Dr. Baumia be president, Tanka Dr. Amin Anta beto as finance. Tanka finance minister. Oh say.
Nti earlier on uchre ye mu say withholding no the entire yanti withholding tax on the betting no because national lotteries for lotteries for no etime argument bi say ebe say no ma bi ebe gu omadwuma ebe say adenti na ye mra na parliament na amakwa me aye mra no na beka say ye tie national lotteries for nti ta mra no yanka ho hwe ya implement na nso so na government net wo ene dey bo government na chi
that be go bob government chi the emrana obi mu ka say the bob government chi no de omu implement here no, which is the income tax enya and say we are say sanke ba sanke yenti emabunu income tax dia omo nka ho asem the fact that you implement bibi obi kan ho asem is because hado na ADAKABRI kroma ye wo mra bebia ya pass wo ye mra mu ye fanya adwuma o.
But who cares the object of Emrania passing, you know? And what was the object of passing the withholding tax on betting? What was the object?
To raise revenue.
And now would you what pass him? And be raise revenue. What was the minty?
Macho, who raise revenue? Say GRE for a raise revenue. Emrani wo Ministry of Finance there, almost na ho ye nyo bebre. The Ministry of Finance meeting na ho ebo muslim AB. No my year we know. Implementing agency ni say masa me implement here and then so say na beba. The Ministry of Finance at the time agreed ocean letters are already ato akwemu. Ministry of Finance agreed with them say they will now suspend. Me no wo say now said there is supposed to be VAT and all those things on electricity by yenje. Because there's a lot of things
but the point is emra ye be ya yenye sensitization na yenhunu adekunti a wose sa amra no ye ma ne ba adwuma eti ye hwie ansana a stakeholder bia be ka se me yenye ne ye jai
ADAKABRI and I make us say whether sensitization or not there are a lot of emra in our statutes that yen fanya adwuma ebebre met me atrase abo bibiri akiro ropa ye ni ropa wo yemrem ye di ropa ye adwuma ya pass emra for ropa president Kofo Abreso over 20 years ni Europa ye di adwuma say isi so onye isi Nkofo akokot ka say isi in Europa isi Europa
enti me nhwe o city newsroom October 6 2023 story by Fred Duhal or say GRA generates 15 million cedis from betting tax, targets 60 million cedis by end of football season. Now, what should I say?
Sport bet, football season, sporting bet, which is the income tax. So the income tax, which is a 10% income tax. So the sporting bet, which the income tax affects, and no ENA was implemented. It is the Obia Beka betting tax. Remember, here in fun, say betting tax near betting tax is a 10% withholding tax and then 10% income tax.
Tobuas nyina yen kana jawo na akopokuare na fa Latin fa bra English mami. O say story no city news kind no. O say GRA generates 15 million from betting tax. Targets 60 million by end of football season. Fred Daho by October 2023. O say Mr. Mamin kan brofo kakra na omote brofo nkyere ase. Also, the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority says it has generated 15 million cedis from the recently implemented bet tax within a month. The tax collector is optimistic that this amount will reach 60 million Ghana cedis before the football season ends. Edward Jambra, the commissioner in charge of DTRD, expressed confidence that the authority will surpass its revenue targets by the end of the year. Then there's a direct quotation to Mr. Edward, attributed to Mr. Edward Jambra. I'll say, and I quote, "We have two streams of taxes, the gross revenue tax and the withholding tax," he explained, unquote. And then there's another quotation again, unquote. I'll say, "During the first month of implementation, we averaged 20 million cedis for the GGR As for the withholding tax, we have just started the betting season. But during the lean season, we average 15 million. We anticipate this to quadruple by May. So this is GRA telling us they have been collecting the withholding bit of the two streams. No, what do you make of that?
Okay, me pacho asama bicheche muno every no one chasi. There are two types of tax. Betting in our law no refers to lottery. Okoye mremo a said me start here me kan no. Say yemra no e kan lottery a. The lottery refers to sports betting, which is what the report talks about, because it says at the end of the the football season. So it's talking about sports betting. Now, the withholding tax, which is the 10% withholding tax on lottery, which was to be implemented by the NLA, was never implemented. Let's get that straight. Now, that question here ubusa me about GR4 obi can say the 20 million and all these things. No, I know the Mr. ADAKABRI for GR4 put almost say star withholding tax no almost and no fees sports betting for the one I said that also almost free friends the look for. That is something you have to talk to GR.
Okay, maybe now take a credit. Me ready a brofo and I'm so now ko pokuare. Na me so me ko do mine and I'm saying me brofo nasi. Obi a wadna ye commissioner in charge of domestic tax revenue division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, no, or say we have two streams of taxes: the gross revenue tax and the withholding tax. Or say during the first month of implementation, we average 20 million for the gross. As for the withholding tax, we have just started the betting season, but during the lean season, we average 15 million and 15 million cities, and we anticipate this to quadruple by May. What does that commissioner mean? Tell me, Brofo, say.
The me can say, Brofo, me me what here.
And the chama see na mepe.
Nipa or can asem no will be the best person to tell you now.
There be on the face of it. Chama Brofo no commissioner in charge of domestic tax. No, what can chama say?
No, me pacho ADAKABRI. Sir, in that sentence, no, one kate oma je kaprekra on withholding tax.
Mami san kanchiro bi, mami san kanchiro bi. Me see aduma for the yente Brofo. Or say, as for the withholding tax, we have just started the betting season, but during the lean season, we average 15 million cities, and we anticipate this to quadruple by May. What does it mean?
Me pacho date ben as a publication by
October 2023.
Thank you. When was the law passed?
Do I even know?
Thank you. The law
Mr.
was
Chami Brofo na say.
Give me ADAKABRI. Time why you pass in Brana in 2023. No. In October, no, he couldn't have gone through a full cycle. On the face of it, no, Emrano was passed. You can probably find the date when the law was passed. But when the law was
because the story continues to tell us that the Ghana Revenue Authority has introduced a 10% withholding tax on betting with the goal of raising approximately 400 million Ghana cedis to boost our government revenue.
ADAKABRI, and I make a chira will say, as someone who can, no, Brofuna who can, no, or say we have started. He did not say what or can they work in the other one? Maybe what figure for the other one? No.
Or say during the first month of implementation, we average 20 million. That is the gross. And what two as well say. As for the withholding tax, we have just started the betting season, but during the lean season, we average 15 million cities.
ADAKABRI me pacho. Well, what's the young church that say muma with you for Intia? Also, pre.
In the same Intia, I say, and my your prega.
To what say?
See me, can't church Brofunum, and what the explanation to so. Church Brofunum.
Date of when it was implemented. So, based on the first part of the English, first month, October, so that means September, any year implementation. Because first month of implementation, no, when you're 20 million, so we can imply, say, September, by September. According to publication, our kind, You better me conclude say because it said first month in October, the publication says that October, so Imrane by September. Let's assume say Imrane by September. Asema all can say almost 30 bosome bakono for the income tax no omanya 20 million. But withholding tax in here omunya she.
I'm sanka bro for him. Or say what just two streams. Two streams, you know. And was the first stream, you know. When you're 20 million. And was say as for the where do I know say as for the withholding tax, we have just started.
Thank you. So yeah, we started on
you want to watch my main card to us now. I if we add an Latin one. Or see we have just started. But during the lean season,
he is giving you an estimation on what they think they will get.
I bet a projection. I bet I can't want some. Yes, sir.
But ADAKABRI, when it comes to companies and corporate, there is budget and there's actual. There is budgeted and there is actual. What is your budget? Your budget is this. What is your actual? From the publication now, what kind of means if we take the face of it now, or say we're starting first month, when you're 20 million for the income tax. But withholding it there, after no mashat here, one cash when you be hours.
That's what said. But lean is 15 million, so confirmed. I don't trust when I say the GRA has introduced a 10% withholding. I don't know, use the word 10% withholding tax on betting. On what can I say?
10% withholding Imran. What I'm trying to explain to you is say, so Obi Agijiska, Nanka Wajibi for withholding now. I come one amount or for income tax, no one for withholding. No.
And you 15 million, what can you and no person to my jurisdiction to say, oh, project instead of actual.
Also, that be also started, but during the lean season, what they check can be.
I see 30 and be more. I see first month for also there are two streams. And now one man a year income no any withholding tax no. And I will say during the first month of implementation, we average 20 million for the income bit no. But no somebody as for the withholding tax, we have just started the betting season. But during the lean season, we average 15 million cedis. And we anticipate this to be this to quadruple by May.
Something you just you average something you just started. You think about it. If you start something in 1 month, how can you average it?
Ediesiano, ato for say twatro.
Because I try there as I'm here. All we know is that Imra or Kase Ubichem near Wachum. I know there, me make us say we ain't talk about radio soon. The Mabno Nifus the Wachemwa, Yinga, you do time on back or 2 months, me back in to be. 2 court now who's that Tottenham and Chelsea be winning near 2 taxes. I know a can't try. And then there is a very practical action. The other day, I say you better come on top. One simple thing, me and go for that you are more than a practical experience.
It ato for say also become no welcome.
Dear Oka said, it's not what President Mahama promised. President Mahama promised to cancel income tax on bet. And no number Bruni Suhuno.
And now, at the end of Dr. Baumia to promises of a cancel.
Dr. Baumia promised to cancel the 2 taxes, both the income tax and the withholding tax.
And that John Mahama so cancel or cancel their hand.
As both the withholding tax and the betting tax. But as per the budget, I know, we cancel withholding tax, the betting tax, income tax is still there.
At the end of former finance minister Minanta Obekan say we did not collect a betting tax.
ADAKABRI, I mean that small candy. Just go back to Asama Butan first. Asama Okan, and he was referring to the withholding tax now to force into 2 jobs. And until Okan said we have not required.
And I'm just saying, I to force income withholding tax. I didn't have a year. I mean, Nanta, you can't betting tax. I refer to income and the withholding tax together. And so I know the ultimate use to the word betting tax per agent was
send it there. It will be cast in the heat of the moment. It didn't say over February big teach them. asma waka no wati for ya chiche mama mati ase wati for at the end of the day no it's still early days. The budget was ready yesterday. They will be debated. They call subcommittee. We are just pointing out to Ghanaians to say when somebody says why you have to say Ghanaians you say at the end of it, you know, the action of black and white maybe on the also be. So all the legislation in parliament, not legislation no seek to cancel the withholding and the income. That is fine. They've done what they did. It's a situation for them. But the budget is what it is. So on the budget today, it hasn't done what they said it. But legislation on local parliament could go to amend the both. And it is not too late for them to send legislation to amend both the income.
So Nanta could have done better by explaining it the way we explaining it.
At the heat of the moment, or can't betting tax, you know, journalists could also have asked. ADAKABRI journalists know some more. So if the journalists are read and the journalists are more, they can ask further and better particulars and get. They can ask better questions to get further and better particulars. It is anybody can say more than them try. Instead, because what journalists for no, and I'm almost on researching it. And the biggest problem we have in Ghana is journalism because it's polarized. Oh, anka journalists for the one anka boy research no. Naka nipa ne kasa mo no putu say they will know why your research out but yeah, be minimum test you know. What you say? You can your research. What you say? But you no bebre no omo nya research awo why. No oba for the trasa.
Kayo. Wada Roma. Momu aduane no so. Am no awie. Why?
Me da se pa mi nwa ADAKABRI.
Nya me nhyira.
Me kwa me wo papo.
I feel what you say over me. Now, Miss Mission and I are why? Right. New Nation and Eka say Ghanaian journalists, they know everything, especially when it comes to MPP matters. Is the betting tax the only thing in the budget? What of the 78 million allocated in the budget for Fosukwati office? Not a ministry. Well, New Nation, we tell you so. Adiana, also the here no know. What do you say? Yeah, baby. They can say politicians who use clear language, unambiguous language. Okay? So year could Amin Anta have explained it better than he did? Amin Anta bet me actually nimi enu nyina. I atufo senso so no, the no so could he also have explained it better? Yakure ya na ebebusa ya na ye sound awkward no yen aso na ebema wate ase why enti wo so kokoye wo so de kokoye research efa kwachi ofusi de no ho ade ana na emfa mejame ame yenka na me ba bepe eye the technical definition of a murderer ade ana the technical definition of a murderer ye meka ho asem but for now yentie Amin Anta.
Ladies and gentlemen, betting tax that they said they have abolished. We never collected betting tax. We never implement the betting tax. So to come and tell Ghanaians that you have abolished something that was not implemented is to deceive the people of Ghana. My brothers and sisters, they are talking also about gold board. It's important I address this. The gold board, as you heard the minister talk about,
Amin Anta de Abano. So could he have explained it better? Marjorie?
Yes, Wafa. Net sanka onu switchire mu yie because unse Dr. Kessler to Force and Finance Minister. Budget in the other new ones is here. You go to now on no 10% withholding tax.
No, yes, specific.
Oh, yes, specific. Also known as also known as betting tax. And on the Bible to us with the man. It is a war banner, and also by betrim yen the proper understanding. I was expecting Dr. Minanta, I'm not say withholding tax and the income tax and a ye says here many receipt. On depending 20,000, ya 2,000 and my receipt in it. Receipt in a while. What I just say, was a the any money tax in a while, ya 20,000.
Odi ano. And I see remaining amount 900 cedis. And I see withdraw to mobile cities and the mobile number to buy.
Okay.
And I see withdrawal amount 20,000, withholding tax 2,000, and a net payable 18,000.
18,000.
The withholding, no.
So, what was that? What then? Withholding tax. Or say 2,000. Net payout.
And I because young children for being moved them no church anymore. Oh my money.
Because what was that? They are just confusing us. But politicians don't. Oh, the bit. One more. And the second week. Generally, one say we are interrogating matters.
It's just a receipt, you know.
Receipt another receipt.
You're withholding tax, no.
Yeah.
And it's just income, and also income tax, and also a company in the tree, a woman, the company in tree back, and I want to say, we are back. It do winning the 20,000, and yet in 2,000.
2,000, and no hand.
Someone refund them on America for get me refund this common crop.
But what we say, no, GRE for year more. We quickly na we nya de bia just ade we ye dede GRE4 wo mu tie yen politicians no we aka ne na wo mu wia no ma sa be ka kire yen sentrofo say mo so mo aye yen so ne eguso aye abu aye o eti GRE4 yen mo no pe statement bi fa mbembe tum no mo kire say taxes ne mu de no mo je ye wo mu kan kire ne ye ntie because mo GRE4 mo na mo kokoje ye
aye domestic tax
revenue
department, you know,
very good,
you know,
good.
Commissioner,
when you there say you feel your baby change, you want normal be bregu ya so as I deal with so baby asem. Now politician there, onu do obenya de bia no deceive. And it one the brofono normal de dane withholding tax betting for enra one me try betting in any age. And then you say do market cry you say one mu bossy. And the one to the market. Boys say you bet in your bossy. Say na say you bet yes ye not as I know what the other yet to woman over. Now where you withholding? Per explanation a year titi. It is GRE for year more. No one train. Say sika ne mudie na mokokoje ye.
But there's someone
can train.
At 2 force so the budget or ye you know. And then oman deploy any pa ombeti me abechirichi mo de akire.
Me kra me wawa because an opinion na wo ma ye from ni nyina no we were not giving answers are not provided me to am yentem answers na nyi enough. There be your brief but answer na ka de we be ba no ma brief dada.
Because Cabrando for time because say omo fra journalists for kwa do ko Oak Plaza.
Yeah.
Na ya ko chire no mam. Yeah another time so kwa no omo do omo ko State House. Former old State House one no na and also say ya kwachire chemu de akire omo etu omu timi deployer chese we be kwa na no op explanation pa no he na benya cogent one na why dey
cogent je ato force na mu na je efre no
na ko pere he
ono so na say obenya no so ya asem e say why pa na e be fe no betima kire mu yie
almost have my budget na huhu say eye kwasi botwe time na ye budget huhu don tu bonte na obi ade de ope no de atototo na ye ne ye kure
and I found him say ade ba ko wo mu say budget no say abridged version of your presentation
I mean
but main one ankasa no kwa so normal wom
just say eye different
and yet different but additional and normal detailed and normal wom so it's no kana be person minya sa document no kana
because I'm say me apart from education and health no e dey be na me say
employment issues say employment so by
employment what can dey
yeah national apprenticeship yeah one be push skadia ko hoy
women bank so ma omuska
women bank and so o say women bank no kra say seed money it me kwa na bisa say ene bibisa honorable Richard the champion no ka say no crown your preparatory way stages no because say bank yeah minimum
road building so at the end yeah
road construction no road construction say so one mobile be tuya arrears near the end of one or to project na one wo ba ndi wo mji yenya na no ye bisa no yenya na ye bisa
yen design to obi ase kokotena abonten ekwacheche mu kire o man ma don no ato ba so
ba ja tene beto wa
na bedru ba bi no na afo se wo pere ba bi akwa wunya no
yeah
meaning is I was back to the days of Kojoban Radio, days of Nana Yasafuma. So even cry papa we know yade Dr. Kwabrado for no yade. So what me my finance minister so international baby as akeko. Because Kojoban Radio pencil pa the later Kuto say Professor Jamba for Kojo Ajimai they really had the men then. So no Ajimai menu so no and Kojoban Radio so to it is share sa quad no Kojoban Radio Ajima Menu Professor Jamba for Anthony Akuto
yes
explanation better now pa wunya ya safu mafuso so ba ye eto aso saa o si say nana ya kuntunkunko for yata ba ya eja ekoye nyame bia ni jese dokono na ye die and to say ato obeto aso saa emwa
yeah
because bet and the Tizian Union are confusing.
Confusing identity week. There's a boy who's on money at the market. Now, I catch them saying, "You're money now, chairman, I withholding their company between before the power stone or what they say, catch them before the banner." Because
it's a woman, and Safuapoku explanation, standing. Now we run with it.
Yeah.
Does it mean you are deceiving the youth?
Yes. In fact,
they have to explain. I mean, running with that, and some of the cancer will be your bonnet. Ato? What's our way? Because I found a mobile home workshop near the other.
Yeah.
I could do the room. It is to be deployed. Who says at that time, no? A year, Dr. Babnado for pencil.
Yeah.
And no coffee, that young man will say, Hakim, do I lecture at University of Education?
Okay.
Hakim. Tina Hakim na bab one thing. Ababa betrant na studio because on Canada Japan encounter. Ewa Adoma FM. Ni nyina chese on the finance me. And na Kojoban Radio no aso and the discover. Kukwatin. Kukwatin. Kojoban Radio na ma kukwatin kwa abontin. Kojoban Radio na ma ohininto ekwa abontin. So no ti ato. Ye nyina ye sika ne ye kan wasem no. Ye mpa misinformation bia. Penipa no mo kwa abontin church asem no mo nkyira yen. Ni nyina ye nti ase. Penipa adwuma no emrante no bebrebe bia ye penipa na kire wo mo because satam kura no ne ekọ hearing bi omo ba Kojoban Radio nyankropon wa frɛ nipa ma wo koma ye nwakem Kojoban Radio de yakotena statistical service wo Saturday na ye duadan bi opposite the finance ministry ho no de yakotena ho kire ye no mo de ba nyina aka kire se mamo nkonko kan ko se be kwa ka budget
ato true
ato me ka se wo me ka se ato
na whoever him say honorable Kojoban Radio as the time when finance minister na me adwuma okonongo Virgin City na obetwam a onrufio but all bano na wa frɛ say yempe ruler that was yempe ruler yempe pencils bi na baba de no baba bibi oba ya o me draw graph na no de kire ne budget a wa present o de kire mu
that time make say parliament
on roof you
parliament house
parliament house so that be born so on the boys no to them no all chere on no budget ni mo no de
udu ene kono parliament house ko mabubu atu
oh yeah
but see that no pan no wotwe na Kojoban Radio for telephone na konfuadu am jesu konfuadu adan ya ni revenue free term habo ba no esua
yeah
na die ne ebetimi aye ama ne revenue no etimi akosoro ye be sensitize users of the thermal port facility ubegie di se Kojoban Radio ye no na me bo me programs are tamane na ye program on fence ye de call the mahabo for 13 weeks Kojoban Radio first instance gapoha flash osu mensa Uncle Ben oni tuaka Joanada that time Joanada odaho gapoha on ye vice chairman MPP at Greater Accra Joanada on the share ya flash etuaka flash be san to aduane am ye di na ye di nipa kotena ho Carlos Ahinkura ya we di dance here then subsequent ones emprenu Kojoban Radio the finance ministry sika etua multimedia ka direct and every Friday na yete the very say temahabo every Friday near to temahabo and the increase figures no ye increase figures no oda na di ma obi ahun say multimedia ya ade say that cycle of 13 weeks no ye no ano eboa no ene ka ho ena large bature honorable Kennedy Japan Carlos Ahinkura edom ni nyina batem abo enti ato adaroma finance ministry wo mo abeje car so a because akwakwa say IGP se biya IGP BTB twam anopa kura KK manfo anase your friend say na no sunsia my friend ADAKABRI na dem mfrɛ me interview me so and then the IGP kura wunya no enti ma finance ministry wadahoma jai ato mumpenipa na nu kura ya setekwe penso kwa na muna kote no ba bontre be kata ti ato emfani nyina ma obo emfani nyina ma obo kasasebranka amonta abna osai ote ha na bonta na ayi akwakuku ate no ote ha na we ate ha ato emfani nyina ma obo ma obi nkabi chirechiremu no bi ante ase ne oman ma yete ho ase a ene ne yesi ya guide your loins ene ye ko ya ntensem bi ase a profo be confuse yen enti ato wait what's Adisaba Ezekiel what's he saying? Instead of you to go outside and seek for news, you sit at one place, expect the news to be carried to you. What a lazy journalism are we practicing in this country? Which is so?
And why not?
You will say, friend, no, Adisaba Ezekiel. I got it. Manigga do best work gabia. Go outside and go back.
Oh, yeah, the sika, yeah, your mind sika at your two bika for my information. Oh, no, to your car. Now, yeah, cry for so say about fish information.
Lazy journalism. We are lazy. We are lazy.
About the John, let's yeah.
Ato, unquament transformation also. Why? Meant unquament transformation. Pabna Gentry was ADAKABRI McJerry. Thank you for saying good things about Kwadwo Banredo. Kwadwo was my uncle. He would have been the current president had he not died. With the can. If he was a practical person. Yes, Mafu. The way a best plane at the actual. The way best plane at the actual. Also, you've made us hear from the MPP. What do you also let us hear from the government? Rather than running with what the MPP is saying and creating confusion in the minds of guys. And one another one. What's what we here MPP in Nasam? What are you doing about the government? Government producer, mu yere denye. Pana kope no na make ati atono. Previously, kayama a list of nipa we frɛ wo mo. Na wakobusa wo mo. Enye se ye ba be upstage obi. Oman no enkan kone oman no enka bomu nti no. Unhia accurate information. Na waka kire wo man ma. Enkotete baabi. Ema nya ma MPP ni me Canada na MPP ni be Canada ake. What about the NDC? What baby no so man, na me yen no so ye lazy na eje ye two can ya kwa for maba. Untimi ma ye hunu se meka se what say a platform bi am da so platform no na eni platform bi am da so eni na jamintimi mu boni pa e wo so so hunu e no mo sha ase se o mo de enoma bi tutututu so ato boem no obi nka bi ma obi sumra meka bi finance minister benya nipa me aka was it good afternoon wafa please Kwadwo Fosu is confused spare him from the embarrassment oh editor kase pa no was send a message you know was it Kwadwo is confused it is a sad time we know that finance ministry obi akire mu akire yan ya kra de yete ne yente ase ya akire mu akire yan
yeah
if he say ade na me ye kan ye no a papa no re domestic tax commission can 20 million 50 million I don't accept to say and withholding tax because what ni or say as for the withholding tax affair ya sha ase no lean season ye nya 15 million na ye ramp no up by May ye benya say 400 million aja brofi man ti ase
wafa ye mpa betting fo ibie
apebi mame
ye nya bi anka ebisa o mo say awe mona mo for ma practically no so because receipts were ha media chire we nti enya o ma na o ma chire because we say wafa so we share receipt in the kra na tax no WH tax So
And you withholding.
Withholding. I don't need 2,000.
And now to WH no so that sign no WH at 2,000.
Yes.
Getting the 2,000 based on the withholding tax. And yet here says so they are not in a bit church them way. It not just say ignorant lunch. Near running with no explanation. Was it what my main king can't hear no cry. That's a auto to show no answer but because will be a lazy journalist. What catch no more church. Oh perukra wunyano. There's a brother kway nipa mine. The way Musula Mumflewi. No, only deputy minister.
Oh, deputy. Deputy, I feel no more don't be see idea so.
I've been a room.
I'm saying, I believe, and then I feel no more don't be see idea.
Your parents saying,
because I'm a park before Robert Richard the champion. Questions need be one BBC or say J one briefing. I feel no briefing. How many idea?
Briefing,
and many honorable Richard the champion Casano.
In the midst of the confusion, Obiabe running with confused minds.
Yeah.
Hey, Asemuni. Yen shit the BBC ahwe. Na afi na yede eka. Wa vacation ni o the ADAKABRI yesterday budget is azanko a. Ayo owo ahine Achiboy. Mr. ADAKABRI keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. And somebody quite me nyina so do so do. Keep up the good work. Watching from Royal National Orthopedic Hospital, Stanmore, in the UK. Well, ADAKABRI, you are very diabolical. You are behaving as if you know better than the finance minister. Can you really tell us the misinformation that the finance minister has put out there? Why are you not calling the other side? Did you know person working? I said, finance minister, the misinformation be at one.
Yeah, why not?
Can't be in the ADAKABRI. You are very diabolic. You are behaving as if you know better than the finance minister. Can you really tell us the misinformation that the finance minister has put out? Why are you not calling the other side? The other side is here for. The word in Quamianti as he right. Ubia, as some nana macachen. Well, I hit that to know, Omobama Nipa up to 10 persons. Say, ya freeway, freeway, a public information, yeah. Na, a bina, the the confusion kakra and ebe. It's Kojopoku from the finance ministry. You are very diabolic, you talk too much. I know what I know. And they just say, Yabusa Kojopoku. Yeah. Ura Mamankancho. Kojopoku no ana, was see a summer year cano, minima jerry cano. I know best what church say you. I know other candidate. Next finance minister na ma yenye den. Ye patuni enya no yenye den.
E den ye betimi aye.
E den ye betimi aye. Minua kwa sante be dia kwe. Buaye ne. Yenya atoni ase ne nkasa. Wonna kwa ono de okan ye no. Na meme kura information ye kwa de confront you kwa nsafo apokoi. Ya mo moni pa ba so kakra. Information na ye de confront no no. Atuni bibia man.
Ye kura na ye ti ana ye researching ye pool stories related to yes idea way.
Idea kura ni. Kede de onimu ano no. Nye yeso so eja nkrofo beef ye nim beef ni bi ye. Na yakwa beef. Beef no steak ana say lamb.
Ameda ana minimpo.
Richard Kuma pa number no send the name from. Richard Kuma so person explain me be kire. As the evangelist Fifi Otu Wells ADAKABRI, you have no size in Ghana, John. I really love you. And the evangelist, as you allow Kojopoku to say the finance is lying. Have you forgot about the interview you did with Kojo? We are that. Or no say finance minister no chantra. Miming kadi. Miming kadi. Ono ko kan say ontimi nka so chantro. Mimi busano also ontimi nka so chantro. Miming kadi. Asante be diakon e de bo nkrofo no amane wate. Wo ma me koma asem a ne papa mu a wugya ma nipa no kana asem. Enti Kojopoku kana asem a nyame ba bia me free say me confront no a me confront no.
Yes.
Wunti ten nant na mo ba bi.
Yeah.
Asma ye kan nyina say wo so wudi tintima pa wo party no mu a free party mpanifo ta mo mpedi papa bi no so nkonkwa explain.
Also be cheche no mem.
Hey, what you am kasa me na metra say me kwa say de minim so so e. Me so nya bibia na minim.
Na mo so adab no wa na the anya lawyer being a lawyer or being a economist to cross him. Yeah, tie adwuma ye katua na ye mo Erade nyakopo. Wo de over there. Yeah. One may two am candidate to an year ka say one my information here. What work I say?
You said the finance minister is misinforming. Remember the interview you did. We all listening to you. Not you are not the only person in Ghana. Stop that way. Who no distract. Now what you the economy. Now what's the finance minister no misinforming? Would you to say ampa normal you said the GR story now just say a year income tax on the betting and a withholding tax. Would you to man? Finance minister also by also withholding. And also I mean antas so just withholding ko omanyi and na kwadwom safo poku be ka say income lo mugu so je.
Yes.
Atofo asem kan say income tax on betting ya ji ana yenye. O me kan kire. Hey masa nyam nkwa na mutua tax o Ghana ho. Ba ku jade okeka no. The finance minister, it behoves on him to explain to Ghanaians, say, a year income tax on betting,
yes,
or Guso J, and now see what
by now, I saw the actual Facebook, baby, because I can't cry. I told first, okay, Yanano, man, the Ayakano says, no, confusion, a woman, and they say, this time, I say, yet to me, say, withholding, and they yet come. And now income tax na betting for no adome boys anopai obi friend say womani agi wo hwemi na menu hobi de nipa na friend program so na oka it is tenesa there then we have to no so say the city nti ntremu na say yetiminya no quick yenya ntremu no quick na just say bibia enko ye na so that's here it ye try na find it out because of a banner sana obehu say ayana yan omamufo no they are confused weji are not their faha weji are not their faha weji are not their faha enti that is what we expect and ye COVID-19 dey ya COVID-19 dey say no wan kase e woma ye afiri ho sisi e na mum e yade no no enkuta ho bekoso na o ma hwe review no mo review a ye hu say COVID-19 dey no so they are say enti apart from that no no they say yetimi hu so they are say enti nchemuni bi say yetimi hu ye hu say this is it okay COVID-19 no no you say unkuta ho say betting tax emu de na ye ka ho asem emission tax no and so one sem et say so they are say we have to what I believe them say wo ye rectification be honor ye hu okay all right what finance minister is saying boy amani also
no every year ke gwa go be dia ko e wada room asante be dia ko be dia ko ye makonta
also saying
finance minister also ADAKABRI
also saying
finance minister atofo
yes
and also osreme baby owo no ontimi enkasa public radio so nemum mention no ma bi nso eno ma mention nso no say one memfa NDC manifesto na edie no mo promises say omo be year free ho within 120 days na manifesto ne can say withholding tax on betting omo be year free ho within 120 days and exactly eno na omaye
no yo
na with the income tax no na omo focus any company no a wo twa betting no so omo focus e wo nipa na oko stake betting no into odo na withholding tax obetua na no na omo ayi ade free ho so obi akotwa de betting a yente ne tax bia say withholding tax na mo company no a we engage in the betting no de income tax no obia income utua ho tax eno nti ana omaye ne saa nti sesi ade nti asia no say finance minister no say
what for say
obia obakwa betting bia no ense se obia to winnings no obia to tax
san we no enti say gbomi yefro
it is 2000 when we year free ho it is a ne akwadi di 20,000 obi anti
2,000 it's not just a withholding na your companies no
eye income no aye company no a ona otwitwa beten no oni na etua on
okay it company ni sika obenya no
ni income
no nyai eno bi no obetua
odi tua
tax na mbom enya wo a wo kokotwa ye no wadie no ene ye betew ade afiri ho
enti no eno was ADAKABRI no ne kopɛ nebusa one day withholding tax no omote ana wo omo ante esi amo pa mi na ntamra
say no nana
ami na nta so mo ante and a receipt so kire say ya to obi 2,000 out of 20,000 enti esi ayi ye ndey ni NI before ana
enti na say wofa yen kan asem ni yi o unsa ahyase no understanding na yenyan ne say withholding tax no companies no and na ye beji dey free omo won say initial discussions na ye no and you realizing who say income tax ni ye me amekotwa me beti na me menya me so me income no so and ye baba beti
the other way round
it is say no na kwakwa the other way round it is say no companies in the one bekoso no musika no munya free ye no ma ye twa beti no ho no wo metua omo tax na yen ma ye kotwa ne de yen de wins na beba ye ho no ye ntua so tax bia that is the explanation okay enti said o kan no say yen kofa NDC manifesto no so say ewom enti ye behwe na eno so ye hu de ewom yen komra
so it's a very interesting moment
tax I took before you get your money
empo emebunu bi ebre ewo anim nanso eni yade biara wo no mekanfo Optovision Eye Clinic ediamao Optovision Eye Clinic provides diagnosis and world-class affordable treatment for all eye diseases including glaucoma, cataract, any yade ahodo pi dia yasronko kra ne say Optovision Eye Clinic wo quality designer space ahodo ebe fatal send ye wo penny biara it is awani ye oya anasa wani ahode aba fom anasa wo pese wo hu ade here unim ba bi esesa wo ba Optovision Eye Clinic.
Call us on 0553 270806 or WhatsApp on 0558 517556. Optovision Eye Clinic.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwan de no. Twem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Wo den kan no ntumu ho. Me be mo anu nsu hye kura de aka ho. Wo hwe de wapi ho. O ka se batete. Eda fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba wari.
Asew.
Ye fear say this way chocolate drink ya sorry anopa no ne yenom. Ye be hwe fridge nom no se snack. Ye nya hoho anu ne ye de serve wo mo. Ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink ne yenom. And this way no ti anu a, he se kire wom, koko wom, milk wom, bibia wom, ade wo hia ne so hye.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so hye.
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Neat 100.9 FM Suni. Fe yema kwana on this specific issue about betting. E kan say ya na mrantie ne doso, maba wane ne doso wo ma we mu. da bia ne ye hwe se omo nti ase wo no ma bi mu etimi ma oman no konanim ana be ma oman no akonachi the issue of betting and nakoba say betting tax tiene maba wa no ebufu yi kasai ya na John Dramani Mahama ebe kan se oba win na no ana former finance na no ana